Venezuelan drug ship uses water cannons and weapons to block U.S. boarding team. Coast Guard ends it fast with overwhelming force. This is warfare signal. Coast Guard cutter Hamilton receives intelligence from Joint Interagency Task Force South. Target vessel identified. MV Ocean Star, Venezuelan flagged cargo ship. Position: 280 nautical miles north of Cartagena, Colombia. International waters. Intelligence indicates 12,000 kilograms of cocaine aboard. Street value approaching $1 billion. Ship is modified. Carries defensive systems, water cannons, armed crew, prepared to resist boarding. This isn't standard interdiction. This is assault on fortified vessel. Captain Marcus Rodriguez commands the Hamilton, Legend-class national security cutter, 418 feet long, 4,500 tons, heavily armed, 57mm Bofors gun, 50 caliber machine guns, small arms, fast, 28 knots sustained. She's designed for exactly this mission. Drug interdiction, maritime security, taking down hostile vessels. Rodriguez has 20 years Coast Guard experience, multiple combat operations. But ship with water cannons and armed resistance? That's unusual. That requires special tactics. The intelligence briefing provides details. Ocean Star is 320-foot cargo vessel. Old, rusted, but modified extensively. Mounted water cannons on deck. Fire monitors from firefighting equipment. Pressurized seawater at high volume. Can knock personnel off boats. Can disable electronics. Can prevent boarding. Plus armed crew. At least 20 personnel. AK-47 rifles. Possibly crew-served weapons. RPGs. They're prepared to fight, to resist, to protect billion-dollar cargo through violence. Rodriguez studies satellite imagery. The water cannons are visible. 3 mounted units, port, starboard, stern. Coverage overlapping. Creates water barrier around ship. Any boarding boat approaching gets hit by high-pressure stream, 500 gallons per minute, at 150 psi. That's enough to injure personnel. Damage equipment. Swamp rigid hull inflatable boats. The water cannons are serious defensive system requiring tactical countermeasures. What's your tactical approach to water cannon defense? Type A for standoff weapons. Type B for coordinated assault. Type L for disable ship first. Hamilton reaches Ocean Star's position at 08:115 hours. Visual contact. The drug ship is stopped. Dead in water. Waiting. They know Coast Guard is coming. They're ready. Crew visible on deck. Standing at water cannon positions. Others with rifles. Defensive posture. No white flag. No surrender. They're going to resist. Going to fight. This is going to get violent unless Coast Guard establishes overwhelming force immediately. Rodriguez broadcasts standard warning. Vessel Ocean Star. This is United States Coast Guard. You are suspected of drug trafficking. Stop your engines. Prepare for boarding. Compliance is mandatory. The response is unexpected. Ocean Star turns on water cannons. Aims at Hamilton. Fires. 3 streams of high-pressure water arc toward Coast Guard cutter. The range is 400 yards. Too far for effective water cannon reach. Streams fall short, but message is clear. Approach, and we'll resist with everything available. Stay with me. The Coast Guard response reveals why defensive systems fail against military-grade capabilities. Rodriguez deploys MH-65 Dolphin helicopter, armed with M240 machine gun, precision rifles. The helicopter circles Ocean Star, 300 feet altitude, documents water cannon positions, photographs armed crew, provides overwatch for surface operation. The pilot broadcasts additional warning. Ocean Star, cease hostile actions. Surrender immediately. Resistance will be met with appropriate force. The drug ship responds by firing weapons at helicopter. AK-47 fire. Tracers visible. Rounds passing near aircraft. This is assault on federal aircraft. Attempted murder. All rules of engagement authorize lethal response. The helicopter pulls up. Gains altitude. Door gunner returns fire. M240 machine gun. Controlled bursts. Warning shots into water near ship. Message delivered. We can shoot accurately. Next rounds hit you. If you believe water cannons don't protect criminals from justice, Type warfare signal in the comments. Rodriguez makes tactical decision. Disable the water cannons first. Use ship's 57mm gun. Precision fire. The Bofors gun is accurate, computer-controlled, can hit small targets. He selects ammunition carefully. High explosive rounds, programmable fuses. The gun rotates, locks onto first water cannon. Port side mount. Fire control solution calculated. Gun fires. Boom. The 57mm round impacts directly on water cannon. Explosion. Metal fragments. The cannon is destroyed, disabled completely. No longer threat. Second shot targets starboard water cannon. Same result. Direct hit. Explosion. Destroyed. Third shot takes out stern mount. 3 rounds. 3 water cannons eliminated. Total time, 45 seconds. The Ocean Star's primary defensive system is gone. Crew watches in shock. Their protection destroyed effortlessly. American firepower overwhelming their modifications. But armed crew remains. They still have rifles, still have defensive positions, still willing to resist. Rodriguez needs to break their resolve, demonstrate futility. He orders warning shots. The 57mm gun fires. Round impacts water 50 yards from Ocean Star. Massive splash. Then another. Then third. Each round getting closer. Each explosion demonstrating capability. Message clear. We can hit your ship. We can sink you. Surrender or face destruction. What would you have done commanding the Coast Guard cutter? Comment your tactical response below. Some crew members throw weapons overboard. AK-47s splash into ocean. Hands go up. Partial surrender. But captain and core group remain defiant. They retreat into superstructure. Barricade themselves. Prepare for last stand. This complicates boarding. Coast Guard must clear hostile vessel. Room by room. Against armed resistance. Dangerous operation even with superior training. Rodriguez coordinates with helicopter. Provides suppressive fire. Keep defenders pinned. Prevent organized resistance. The MH-65 circles. Door gunner fires M240. Rounds impact superstructure. Windows shatter. Metal sparks. Not trying to kill. Just suppress. Keep heads down. Prevent effective defensive fire while boarding team approaches. Hamilton deploys 2 RHIBs. Rigid hull inflatable boats, each carrying 6 Coast Guardsmen. Tactical boat force personnel. Elite boarding teams. Body armor. Night vision. Breaching equipment. These are professionals, trained for hostile vessel boarding. They approach from both sides, port and starboard. Coordinated assault. No water cannons to stop them now. Just armed crew and superstructure. Manageable threat. At 09:45 hours, boarding begins. Coast Guardsmen climb aboard, using grappling hooks, fast rope techniques. Within 60 seconds, 12 personnel are on deck. Weapons ready. They spread out, secure exposed areas, clear cargo holds, find cocaine, confirm intelligence, thousands of packages, vacuum sealed, professional packaging, billion-dollar cargo as reported. The superstructure clearing is methodical. Tactical procedures, room by room, flashbangs, breaching charges. The defending crew fires. AK-47 bursts. Bullets impact bulkheads. But Coast Guardsmen have training advantage. Body armor, superior tactics. They advance systematically. Room cleared. Next room, clear. Advancing. The resistance crumbles under professional assault. Chief Petty Officer Sarah Williams leads boarding team. 15 years Coast Guard. Dozens of hostile boardings. She's expert, professional, calm under fire. She coordinates teams. Alpha team, secure bridge. Bravo team, clear engine room. Charlie team, detain personnel. The orders are precise, executed perfectly. Coast Guard training shows. Superior training, overwhelming force, warfare signal. By 10:15 hours, Ocean Star is secured. 23 crew members detained. Captain and 6 core defenders arrested during superstructure clearing. Light resistance. No Coast Guard casualties. Minor injuries. 1 defender wounded. Non-fatal. Treated immediately. Transported to Hamilton for medical care. Professional operation. Textbook execution. Minimal violence achieving complete tactical success. The cargo inspection reveals even more than expected: 2,400 kilograms of cocaine, plus weapons cache, 38 AK-47 rifles, 6 RPG-7 launchers with 20 rockets, 4 PKM machine guns, thousands of rounds ammunition. This is arsenal, military-grade weapons, far exceeding normal smuggling operation. These criminals were prepared for war. They underestimated Coast Guard capability. The water cannon examination shows professional installation, industrial firefighting equipment, mounted on reinforced platforms, powered by dedicated pumps. Someone engineered this, designed defensive system, installed properly. This represents significant investment, time, resources, engineering expertise. Cartels are innovating, building defensive capabilities, attempting to create interdiction-proof vessels. But innovation failed. The water cannons couldn't stop helicopter surveillance, couldn't prevent gun engagement, couldn't block boarding after destruction. The system had single point of failure, vulnerable to precision fire. Once cannons destroyed, ship was defenseless. The investment became expensive wreckage demonstrating superior American firepower. The crew interrogation reveals operational details. Ocean Star made 4 successful runs previous year, each carrying 10,000 plus kilograms. The water cannons were installed after first run. Defensive upgrade. They worked once. Coast Guard patrol boat approached. Water cannons forced it back. Boarding prevented. That success encouraged continued use. Cartels thought they developed effective defense, until Hamilton demonstrated that lightweight patrol boats and military-grade cutters are vastly different challenges. Which weapon system proved most effective? Type A for 57mm gun. Type B for helicopter suppression. Type C for tactical boarding. The intelligence analysis focuses on defensive tactics. Water cannons represent new innovation, joining armor plating, concealment systems, speed enhancements. Each cartel adaptation forces law enforcement counter-adaptation. This is technological arms race. Criminals innovate. Coast Guard develops countermeasures. Cycle continues endlessly. But Coast Guard maintains advantage. Superior training, better equipment, military-grade weapons, precision fire control, coordinated operations. Criminal organizations cannot match government resources, cannot develop capabilities that overcome military force. Every innovation gets defeated. Every defensive system gets destroyed. Every tactic gets countered. The legal proceedings begin in Miami. Federal charges, all 23 crew members. Conspiracy to import controlled substances. Possession with intent to distribute. Assault on federal officers. Use of firearms during drug trafficking. Weapons charges. The evidence is overwhelming. Caught in act. Cocaine seized. Weapons documented. Assault on helicopter and boarding team recorded. No defense overcomes this evidence. Additional charges apply to captain and corps defenders. Attempted murder of federal personnel. Operating fortified vessel. Using weapons of war against law enforcement. These charges carry life sentences. Judge will likely impose maximum penalties given extreme violence and sophisticated defensive systems employed. Most defendants plead guilty. Sentences range from 25 years to life without parole. Captain receives life. No possibility of release. He commanded operation, installed water cannons, ordered violent resistance, created situation that endangered lives. Maximum sentence appropriate for sophisticated criminal enterprise leader. The financial investigation traces Ocean Star ownership, Venezuelan shell company, owned by cartel front, connected to high-level traffickers. DEA follows money. Bank accounts identified. Real estate traced. Businesses connected. Within 3 weeks, 18 additional arrests. Across 4 countries: Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, United States. Each arrest degrades organization, removes capability. Asset seizure totals $43 million. Bank accounts, properties, vehicles, businesses. Everything connected to Ocean Star operation gets frozen, then forfeited. Government seizure. Funds support continued law enforcement, technology development, international cooperation. Cartels lose more than cocaine. They lose operational infrastructure. The cocaine gets destroyed, burned under federal protocols. 12,400 kilograms eliminated from supply. Thousands of potential overdoses prevented. Communities protected. This is measurable impact. 1 interdiction, billion-dollar seizure, network disruption, multiple arrests, strategic success. Warfare signal analysis examines long-term trends. Water cannons won't be last defensive innovation. Cartels will try other systems, better armor, smoke generators, decoys, electronic jamming. Each innovation costs money, requires engineering, takes time, but profits justify investment. Billion-dollar loads enable expensive modifications. Coast Guard must stay ahead, must anticipate innovations, must develop counters before deployment, intelligence gathering, technology monitoring, international cooperation. These capabilities enable proactive response, defeat systems before they mature, maintain tactical advantage regardless of criminal adaptations. The Ocean Star sits in federal impound, destined for auction. Proceeds fund law enforcement. The water cannons get studied, reverse engineered. Understanding design helps develop detection methods, recognition signatures. Other ships with similar modifications can be identified, interdicted before deployment. This turns criminal innovation against them. Hamilton returns to patrol, ready for next interdiction, next innovation, next threat. The crew performed exceptionally. 0 casualties, perfect execution. They deserve recognition. Unit commendation issued, individual awards pending. These Coast Guardsmen represent American law enforcement at its finest. Professional, brave, effective. The quiz answer: Venezuelan drug ship MV Ocean Star deployed water cannons and armed crew as defensive systems protecting 12,400 kilograms cocaine worth $1 billion. Coast Guard cutter Hamilton engaged with 57mm Bofors gun, destroying 3 water cannon mounts with precision fire. MH-65 Dolphin helicopter provided suppressive fire. Tactical boarding teams cleared vessel against armed resistance. 23 arrests. Complete cocaine seizure. Defensive innovations proved ineffective against military-grade Coast Guard capabilities, demonstrating overwhelming force advantage. 3 questions for you. Will cartels continue defensive innovations despite repeated failures? Should commercial vessels be restricted from carrying water cannons? What happens when criminals acquire true military defensive systems? Subscribe to Warfare Signal, where elite operations meet tactical innovation. We cover the interdictions, the technology, the people defeating criminal enterprises. Hit subscribe, enable notifications. Next episode reveals boarding team tactics that overcome any defensive system. This is Warfare Signal, superior training, overwhelming force, unstoppable dedication.